Well, success. To be successful. That's the one thing we all know we want to be. Whether it's right now or in the future, even if we don't know what we want to study or what we want to dedicate our lives to, we do know that we want to be successful. Why do we want to be successful? We live in a society, we were born into a world that constantly pushes us towards the perfect idea of success. And even though success has a different definition for each and every single one of us, if we're objective, it really means to reach your goals. A successful person is a person that reaches his or her goals. So how come we have the support of those who love us, our teachers, our parents? All they do is work tirelessly to give us the tools that they think we need in order to be successful. How come we live in a world with so many opportunities and so many tools and skills and all these things that we have developed, and there's still a lot of people who have never considered themselves successful? So I'm not a therapist. I don't know a lot of things. I don't have any numbers for you, but I have been very fortunate to have met a lot of extremely successful people in the last couple of years. As a professional athlete, I've met a lot of successful athletes, of course, but I've also met artists, successful parents, successful entrepreneurs, successful dancers, anything really. And I have learned 3 things from those experiences, those people that I have met. 2 are common misconceptions of what the key to success is, and another is what all these people have in common. So the first misconception, and I know a lot of you might not agree with me, but bear with me for a second, is that the key to success is to truly, really want it. It's not. I've met a lot of people who have truly, really wanted to become professional athletes and haven't. And I've met a lot of people who have truly, really wanted to ace that math test and haven't. So it's not true. And on the other hand, I've also met a lot of really extremely successful people who have not actually even wanted the things that they achieved. So it simply isn't true. Now, the second misconception is that being successful is about being able to identify what the right decision is. And if that were true, everybody here would be successful because that is the easiest thing to do. When your goal is clear and you're given a choice, it's always clear what the right one is. Let me give you a couple of examples. If you want to be a professional athlete, you have 2 choices. You either train or you don't train. What's the right choice? If you want to be a straight-A student, you either study or you don't study. If you want to be the most popular girl or boy in school, you either go out or you don't go out. In any case, in any goal, when it's clear, your choice is always easy to identify. So the thing that all these people have in common is that they know how to follow through with those decisions that they make. And that is the actual key to success. Following through. That's hard. Following through is hard because we're humans, and humans are lazy, and humans are expert excuse makers. That's what makes us human. And even for people who truly, really want something, and even for people that have already identified that right decision, following through is hard. I always truly, really wanted to be a wakeboarder, and I knew that the right choice was to train. But do you think it was easy for me to wake up every Saturday and Sunday morning at 6 a.m., drive for an hour, get to the lake, get into the freezing cold water, and then fall on my face and feel extreme amounts of pain? Of course, I didn't. Of course, it wasn't easy for me. But I had to do it. So that's what I found all these people have in common. They knew how to turn their want-tos into their have-tos. Want to have to. And I know it sounds very simple, but it isn't, because the mind is a very tricky thing. And it's not only saying that what you want is now what you have to do, it's actually believing it. And believing it is impossible, almost actually. So what do these people do? Let me give you an example why you want to change your want to into your have to. You want to snowboard, but you have to train in wakeboarding. And what do? You train. You want to go to that party, but your mom says you have to clean your room or else you won't go. So what do? You clean your room. Anything that you want to do, but you have to go to the bathroom, you are going to go to the bathroom because it's your nature, because you're a human, and yes, maybe you can hold it for an hour or two, but at some point, you're going to have to go to the bathroom. So basically, changing your want-tos into your have-tos is giving yourself no other choice but to be successful. You're not giving yourself any other choice. You have to do it because you have to. There's no alternative. So, of course, it's not easy, and a lot of people ask me how I managed to get good grades, for example, while I was traveling and competing. And that's what I did. I had to. I tried to ask my teachers and my director if I could miss 2 months, March and April. I was out competing. And there's one thing that they asked me, how's your GPA going? What are your grades right now? So if my number didn't reach that number that they wanted, I wasn't going to be allowed to do it. So basically, I had to get good grades in order for me to travel and do those things that I wanted to do. Same thing for wakeboarding. I always wanted to be a professional wakeboarder, but I was never going to do it unless I had to. So what I did is I wanted to travel around the world, so I had to become a professional wakeboarder. It's a simple change, and it's not that hard to perceive, but it's really hard to convince yourself of doing that. And those who are able to convince themselves that they have to will be successful. It's as simple as that. So this leap year, I want you to do one thing with that day. The same thing I want you to do with all the other days of the year. I want you to follow through with those decisions that you make. I want you to turn your want-tos into your have-tos, and then you'll be successful. Thank you.